So what we got is first bike, Cannondale, Hooligan. I am not sure what year it is. It's the 8-speed version. Shimano brakes, Shimano shifter. I think this is really fucking weird though, because it's like when I first test rode it after I put it together, bought it used, I went to press on the brake and I like shifted. So I was like, that's not supposed to be like that. So that's a little jank. I do, compared to riding this bike, which we'll get to, I do really like this positioning, or maybe it's just because how the bars actually have a swoop back instead of just being directly across. I'm really considering getting a pair of handlebars that actually have a degree further, because I just am not racing anymore. I mean, maybe there's a time and a place, but I just want one casual bike. I don't need an extreme bike. I just want one non-extreme bike, and hopefully one of these two will become that non-extreme bike. But getting back to this, I like this bike. Visually, I like it. I think the tires, if you look at these tires, I think these tires are too small. Like, they don't, I'm riding around in LA and I don't think they are adequate to not feeling like your bottom end is getting ramrodded. So I think I need bigger tires to help with the cushioning. Yeah, I haven't really ridden this bike this much, or that much. I mean, I like the components that are already on it. I just needed to get it dialed in better. But I like how it looks. Like, it's a very unique bike. I'm 5'8". This bike looks like a child's bike, almost. But somebody that's like 6'2" could probably ride this bike. Anyways, Cannondale. That's that bike. I like that bike. Haven't ridden it enough though. And then going to this bike. This bike is Polygon. I think they're more known for their mountain bike bikes, I guess. Larger size tires. These are 20-inch rims, but the thickness, the width of the tires are larger to help, you know, with suspension or cushioning, or however you want to say it. Yeah. This bike definitely, I don't think about going over rough terrain or ruts in the pavement as much as I do on those tires. Those tires, I'm like, oh my God. You gotta stand up, commit to getting over the bump, you know. But this is a unique frame too. Unique frame. Yeah, so based out of Indonesia, trying to get into the market. I've seen actually a couple of these bikes, like downhill mountain bikes. I've seen them around. They exist. People ride them. People like them. I thought I would try it. Just based on weight alone, just picking this bike up compared to picking this bike up, this bike's a little heavier. You know, whatever. I don't know. This bike needs to get dialed in as well. This is how the bike came, completely stock. The seat isn't that bad. I just went on like a 40-minute ride and the seat ended up kind of bothering me, so I tried to shift it, but it's probably in the wrong spot. Anyways, handlebars, I find myself riding like this, because the reach is too far. That's not how you should be riding a fucking bike. So very uncomfortable in that regard. But I can still ride it. Like if I, you know, hunch over and commit, it's not that bad. But I don't want to be riding a bike like that unless I absolutely need to. And today I didn't need to. Let's see. This part of the bike is chain guard. I started taking it off. But then I was like, why don't I film this? This pedal arm was grinding away all during this ride. Just grinding away on that. And I thought it was my brakes at first. But nope. It was the fucking stupid chain guard. So I was like, I'm just gonna take this off. But actually, you can't. Because if you look in here, this metal bracket that holds the chain guard on is behind the crank thread. So I'm gonna go to the bike shop because I don't have that fucking tool. I have all the other tools, but not that one. So, yeah. This bike is a 10-speed, and I will say between these two bikes, I did find if I was going downhill and trying to pedal, you know, because I like to go fast sometimes, I did find on the 8-speed, I was just free pedaling in the highest gear. Just free pedaling, there was no point in pedaling because I couldn't go any faster. On the 10-speed, I was able to pedal much longer, but then I would hit free pedaling, which I don't like. I want to figure out how to either put a larger sprocket on or change the cassette in the back so that there's a bigger sprocket in the back. So I don't know. I would ride this one more, but the front brake doesn't work, and I think it's actually leaking the mineral oil from in there, so you can even hear it. Anyways, gonna get these dialed in. Oh, also one other thing. I was thinking of putting a Clydesdale front fork rack on there. If you don't know what that is, I will maybe put a link in, or you can just look that up. But a lot of people use it or install those forks on standard bikes where you'll have like a 26, 29 rim wheel set up in the back, and then you'll have a smaller wheel like this that's a 20-inch wheel in the front, and then that typically has like a it'll typically have a rack. Jesus Christ. It'll have a rack. I'm not sure if it will fit on my bike just because I'm not sure of how that would set up. Anyways, long story. 2 bikes. And I'm gonna make one of them into my dream bike.